Okay, welcome back to another video of the IGCSE Edexcel papers. We're going to go through the database papers in this tutorial, and we're going to look at the 2012 paper here. Now, as I said previously, that all my tutorials before have been using Windows, but of course with databases, access is not available on a Windows machine, on a Mac, so we have to use FileMaker Pro. So going down, we've got the instructions of the candidates, we've got the scenario here, important to look at this, and the task that we're going to focus on is Activity2, using database software, which is FileMaker Pro, 31 marks, so it's a big chunk of the marks, and you will be given a file called into air. That'll be what you'll be given. Okay. In this scenario, I'll go through actually setting up that file. Okay. Because that'll be given for you. So here, using database software, it should take 50 minutes, a big chunk. And the into air database has two linked tables, airport and customer. Andrew has stored details of customer and their flight destinations in the customer table. So we need to open the Inter table. Now, for this, we're going to set up the Inter database, and we're going to set up the fields, which are the categories with their associated data types and a description. Okay, and we'll do the same for airport, the airport one as well. Okay, so going back, we've got FileMaker Pro opened. I will go to File and New Solution. And so once you open up New Solution, it will open this up, and we give it a name. Now for this case, we're going to call this Inter Air. So Inter Air, and I'll save this to my desktop. Save, and straight away we can see a file there. It's FileMaker Pro file. Okay, then we get this here. To access this, you can just go File and Manage Database, and it will pop this up. But of course, here we've got to set this up. And there's tables, which is where I'm going to store my data, fields, which is the fields for each table, and then the relationship between the tables. Okay, don't need this one. This is just the name of it's said that, well, we created the database, so in other words, one of my tables within that will be called Inter Air. Well, we're not going to do that. I'm going to delete that, delete, and there's nothing there now. So we now need to create a table. Customer will be the one that we're going to create. So I'm going to create customer, create. In fact, the other one will be airport. So I'm going to have airport, because we have two tables. At the moment, there are no fields, no records, and it just says this. Now that's all I need to do. Go to fields now, and I'll select the table. So I'm going to select customer, and I'm going to create some field names: ID, title, initial. So I'm going to minimize this. So I'll put ID, and this is a text field, so that's okay. Great. Then I say title, text. They're all text apart from date, so great. Initial, F name and L name. Oops. F name, L name. Okay. Phone, dest. And date. Great. So now I've got all these. Now, this one, now we've already set them up. They've got default here as text. We need to change this one to text. I could just go date, time, date, click change. When changing date or timestamp, find maybe will expand any partial dates to 4-digit year dates. Okay, fine, perfect. Also, let's just check options here, because you can then check the layout of it. I believe somewhere. Going over. We can change that later. Press OK. Right. Going back, we then have the airport one. We need the data in there. So I'm going to press OK. We've already got our table. So if we go view as, this is as form view. This is like multiple forms, and then the following one is as your table, which is what we'll probably view it as. We'll go to view, find file, and import records as a file. Now data is as a CSV file, so we have to select the type of file. Normally there'll be CSV files, so I set CSV. I then go to task 5, task 2, customer, and then I go open. That puts it like this. Now, add new records. Okay, so the first field the first row I can see is actually the field headings. So I say don't employ first record because it contains field headings. So I click there. Here I can then say, do I want it to import? Because over here it says import this field. If I don't, I just untick, don't import, but I do want to import them all, like so. And then I just go, it says add new records, fine, good, import. Oh, make sure it says, make sure you're selected as the right table. So it says customer current table. If you're not, and you do it to a new table, fine. But of course, make sure you say customer. Okay, so I say import. Okay, so now that's imported. Now the next one is the airport one. Now, if I do that again, file and import, file, and I try and do the airport one this time, open, it'll say current table. I don't want it, it doesn't fit. Can't do a new table because it'll put it into a new one, and I've already got one. So I cancel this, and I can select the table. Now, I don't think I put that in. Yes, I have, but I haven't put the records in. So we can go. We haven't got the fields in. So let's go manage database again, table, and let's remove airport there. Okay, so I haven't got it. Press OK. Then I go file and import file, and we'll say airport, comma separated value, open, and this time I want it in a new table. That'll try and call it airport 2. I don't really like that. This time I want the fields to be, I said don't include the first records because they contain the field names. Oh yes, okay, I don't want that because I want they're the field names. Okay, fine. And then I press import, yeah, because if I tick it, then it'll just put it into the different parts. If I untick that, it will then say, these are the field names. So, and it should put them up the very top here. If I don't, it'll just call the field headings these. So press import. It's added them, which is good. Go over here, and as you can see, the first row it's put them down as the actual field headings. If we go to file and manage database, we should now see in the fields it's got these. Okay. I can also change the name if I want from airport to airport 2, and I can change, and so it's done that. Now then it comes to relationship. Now there is a link between them. Okay, now we haven't got an inter-air, so I can delete that and remove. We have got customer. We haven't got this airport 1, so I can remove that. by pressing delete, and we've got this one. Now, there is a link between these two. What is it? So, let's just press OK for a minute. Here is the airport. So these are the primary key here for this one, and customer, and of course, this is the destinations here. Okay, perfect. So, I can then go back, File, and Manage Database. Go to Relationship. We know to go Code to Destination, and it automatically creates a link. Okay, like so. Also, we know these two are the primary key. So if we go back to Fields, click on ID of Customer, I can go to Options, and I can say it is unique. Is unique. Data is a unique field, which is unique meaning that you can't have any other occurrences of that value. We just set ID, options, go to validation, and down to here, validate data means that you're getting the computer to check if that data is correct or fits in with various rules. And if I go down to require, it says not empty, which fine. It says unique value. So I click unique value and press OK. And it says it's indexed. Go to the airport one, choose code, options, unique, OK. Then press OK, and that means it's unique. It basically identifies that record. Okay, so that basically we have two tables. They are now linked together. Okay, so the structure should look like this, which is fine. Going to the date, it does look correct. Next, it says here, Angela wants a data entry form for the customer table. Create a data entry form that has a suitable title, easy to use, and has a drop-down list for at least one field. Right. So of course, the customer will be Mr. and Ms. because for female. So we can actually go to File and Manage Database because we can do our options here. Select Title and then Options. And over here, I can then choose if I want to have it as a list, members of a value, member value list. So I can add different lists. So I can say Mr. This value list name, probably title. And here I'll say Mr. Ms. On separate lines, and then press OK. Now it says value listing title, values this, press OK, and it says by list, press OK. If I choose one of these, if I try and put Mrs. in there, it won't let me. Okay. Right. Oops. Like that. So it won't let me have that. So if I go back now to the form view, which is this, I need to turn that into something more suitable. It already creates my form, which is great, but I now need to modify it. So I can go edit layout, and we can then we can highlight it all and we can move it down if we want. We can go up to here. There's one that says button. So if we hover over it, comes up with options. So this one here, button, and I could just drag it and make it bigger. And there we go. Something, a little box appears. I can then write on here. So for example, I can give it, I can change without some writing on here, which is fine. or I can just have, let's just say add record, like so. Then I say single step, and it takes me to this this button action, and there's different things down the side here, so I can go record, and I should be able to add a record. Let's just click one of them, should have it. So we've got next field, last, there should be one that says add record, yeah, new record. And I can't drag it, but I can double click and it will appear. Press OK. This is our script. That's done. Click another one. Again, we want to say delete record, single step, and I can go to the record. We'll say delete, not all records, but delete record. Double click so it appears in here. Press OK. And if you move it, you can then try and align it properly, like so. Next one. And I can then say next record, single step. So we've got fields, so I could go to next field, not next field, previous field, previous, records here. This probably will be it here. Is there next record? Go to field. We don't want to go to field because that means we could try and go to field. Moves the next field in the tab order. No, I don't want that. That is it. Go to record. Moves the record or report page or displays find request. Copy, delete, new, open, save. Doesn't look like we can. Sort, arrange. Okay. Cut, clear, fields. So what you want is the record ones. Copy, delete all, export, open record. Probably want to find a record will probably be a good one then. Which I did see. Can't find it. Let's have a look. This one here. It's not that one. Find. Go to record. There we are. Fine. Yeah. Double click. Press OK. And we can say go to record. And I click this. Now, just to make it neat, perhaps have this down the side here. Go to, make sure there's the same length here. There we are. There. Okay. And if I go to exit layout, save, I say go to record. Okay. Add a record, it will do that. Go to record. And that'll ask you to delete. If I try and do 7, yeah, try to remove it. If I go back, we try and find one. Dress 5. Didn't like that at all. Okay, so I'm not sure what that does, but that just puts a more easier layout. We go back to edit layout, and we can then add a title. So I'll add a text box and I'll put that at the top here. And I'll say customer table form. Okay, and I can move it. And if I want, I can actually change the data on this, change the style I've got as well. So I should be able to just right click. If I click in there, where's the properties? If I find the properties, so I can go format and I can change the properties here. I can align it, center. I can go to size, so I can change the size of it like so. I can change the color. Okay, all up in format. There should be an inspector tool here. There we go. There's an inspector. If you don't see this here, go to view and inspector. What that can also do is you can also change some of the fonts as well. So if I change some of the fonts down here as well, so I can change this over here as well. Okay, so that's two ways to do it if you don't see inspector, but go to view and inspector. If I tick that, disappears, view inspector. Okay. And what else do I need to do? Drop down menu. Okay, so I need a drop down menu for title. So I go over to the options here and there's a little arrow. So if I click and hold, I can see what other ones. That's not right. Here we have a drop down list, so I can click and let's make this bigger. I want to specify a field, title, create a label. I want it to create a label, which is good. And we've got this here. So we've got a drop down list. However, I then save it. And if I choose, it doesn't offer me the option. So you edit it. I'm going to remove this, by the way. Delete. Move this over here. And I need to change that to be a drop-down menu, menu with Mr. or Ms. So select it. If we go over to the inspector tool here, we can then choose what we want. Now I'm currently in the database, the data part of it. So we've got positioning. This is positioning it. Next is this one. That's a drop down list, default, minimal drop down list. It doesn't offer me any option, I don't think. This is what it should look like, and this is the data. So here, so I'm going to go through here. So fields, title, good. Placeholder an empty, control style drop down, values from. There's nothing here. Title. Maybe that would be right. Title, which is what I set up earlier. So let's go back to exit layout, save. Now I've got two options. Perfect. Okay. Display the form in data entry view. Okay. So if you need to actually show that you've done this, that you've got the option there, you can just basically, if you need to show screenshot, you just go data and select that, and we can then print screen that, but also your print screen from your managed database part here, title, options, and then added manage from the list, and this is where you would screenshot if you had to show evidence of that. Okay, anyway, we need to show a screenshot display the data, save the data entry form as DB1. In terms of this, it's a bit tricky because it's all combined, so we can't really save that as DB1. But take a screenshot of the data entry form and then open new document and then to task DB1 your name in the footer. So we can do this. There are some things we can't do because, well, we can do everything, but there's some things that perhaps we can't save a form like they want because it's slightly different. So down here, I just go insert, where is it? Insert footer, and we can then put it down in the footer here. There we have one down there, and we need task DB1 your name and candidate details. So down this corner here, put task DB1, delete the middle, my name on the right, click out of it. We have to save it as task DB1. So I'll save this as task DB1. Okay, so this is desktop, so I'll say this task DB1, save, and then all I need to do is take a screenshot. So Shift Command 4, that will take a screenshot. I can then drag it to here and it'll paste it in. And then all I need to do then is do not print, save it, and I then have to add a new record. Enter this, so I then had to enter a record. Okay, so I can go back, and I go back to, I'm going to exit the layout there, save, go back to view here, and I will then enter this record. So bar J6, bar J6, oh, spelled it wrong. Then she is Ms. Initial J, Jenny, Bartholomew, so Bar-ol, make sure you get the spelling right. Phone number is 0044. Make sure it's all lined there. 1924 686 867. And just to note here, a phone number is always a text field because it either starts with a 0, and of course if you type a 0 into a calculator, I haven't got a calculator, yes I have. If you type on here, if you can see it, if I type 0 into the calculator, like there, if you try and add 0 into the calculator, and then I put 1, it's putting it in now, but as you can see there, it thinks for there, it thinks it's a decimal point. So if I put 0 1425, it takes it off. I'll do that again. So if I put 0 14, and it removes the 0. That's why a phone number is always a text field, so you don't remove that. Okay, they're going to Doha, so that's DOH, and on the 3rd of August 2012. Okay, so 03 08 2012, and then that is entered it in. Okay, like so. I wonder actually if I put like 15, does that work? Oh, it does, yeah. So if I had more than this in here, probably will tell me no. Yeah, it's done. Okay. So like so. Now, then it says enter this data, sort the customer table by ascending order of date. So I could go up to date, click ascending order, and now it's sorted. And all I need to do is copy and paste the table into DB1. So click on the other corner. Doesn't let me copy it. So I think probably the simple is Shift Command 4. And I can then just select it. And you can just drag it in. Like so. I'm just going to put that below it. Like so. And then that will put that in. And it says print it on one side. So make sure it's on one side of A4, which is fine. Command S is save. Okay. So next part. So that's the fairly easy part. Open new word processing document, call it task DB2. Okay. So I go insert, footer, task DB2, delete the middle, put my name on the right side. Okay, and we save this as task DB2. Like so. I'm going to minimize this. Now I need to do, she wants to do a query, and a query is basically searching. She wants to search all the customers whose destination must capture MCT, and shows only the fields title, initial, last name, phone, and date. So she'll need dest, but not to show it, and in order of last name. So over here, finding it is easy. We can just get find, and I create a new find. And match records I want to include, and those that include MCT, which is find, perform a find, and it will find me all those records. Good. I can then save the current find, and I'm going to call this DB2A and save. Advanced. Okay, fine, that's good. Save. And then we can then go back to modify this. So I'm going to modify this. Right, modify the last find, so I'll see it, which is good. But I only want title, initial, last name, first name. So on here, I need to remove some. I need to remove some of these fields somehow, but I can't seem to remove them. So I need to remove title, for example. So from find, if we can go to modify, there we go. If I go modify, I can remove them. So I can go ID, title, initial. So I got title, initial, first name, last name. Good. Phone and date. We don't want that one either. Now, if you want to move one, just click and hold it, and you can move it up where you want it. Okay. So I press OK. That shows me this. And then I want to ascending order of last name. So we just do this, click on this, and ascending order of last name, like so. That just proves it's ascending. And it says display the result of your query, copy the results into task DB2. Okay. Shift Command 4 and copy. And I can then paste that into here, like so. Like so. The airport wants now the airport table contains details of destination airports, and you want a list of airports which have a runway length of 4,000 or more, and you only want city, country, or distance. Okay, so we need a new search. So find, create new find. For this, I don't want customer, I want airport. Okay, and you want greater than. Is it greater than equals 4,000 or more? So I need to have, so in distance, I could use operator. I can then say, even gives me what they mean. So I could say match. So equals means match the whole word, match entire field. If I want to find duplicates, these are the ones you'll probably normally do. So less than equals, greater than. There's, yeah. So we want this one star. If you want to looking for a wildcard there. So here we want greater than or equals 4,000. And we can then perform a search like so. So we found all those greater than or equals 4,000. We will save this as db2b. So I'm going to save this task db2b because otherwise we'll lose it. So I say save. We only want city, country, and distance. So I can go modify. So I want city, country, distance. Good. Okay. That's it. Okay. And then we need to display the results, copy them into task db2 and print it. So shift command 4, like so, and we just drag this into here and we've got our two tables. Okay, very simple. Command S and then Command P to print it. Okay, so that's the next one done. Okay, so that's task db2. As we go down, the customer and the airport tables are linked. Okay, and then we need to then create a linked. We need to now create a linked one. Okay, remember the db3a. Right, because this is important. So create a new find. Of course, we don't want that. Oh, so that's fine. That's the new one, so db2b. So this time I need to go create a new. So I need to. Set the customer. Of course, this should show me all of them. So I need to show all there. Oh. Just modify so you can see them all again. Otherwise, you'll make a mess. Airport. Make sure you see them all again. Show all, there we are. Tick show all, you can see them all. Customer, make sure you tick show all so it cancels it out. If I want to, I can just go back to the save find, so I can click on db2 and it goes back to it. Okay, or I just go like so and just show all. Right, so I just go hide them, but I would have to hide the fields. Okay, a bit strange way there. Show all, and this time I want to see customer and airport tables linked. They want the list of customers flying from 23rd of July 2012 to 29th of July 2012. We want first name, last name, phone. So we want 23rd of July to 29th of July 2012. Okay, can't be that difficult. Go create a new find, and in here I need to then create between. Okay, now 23rd and 29th. Okay, now it may not work this. I'm going to copy this for a minute. The value of this range must show valid date in the range of years 1 to 4000. Should look like this: 25, 12, 2013. 23rd. Okay, that fine. Let's have a look if I can have between in a range. Right, so how do I do this? Maybe I need to put this one in here. Right, so let's have a look if this works. Okay, that definitely works. Let's go back to how I did that. So, modify. Oh, not modify. We'll go back to the modify the last find. Now, I'm going to remove this. Now, we know it goes 23rd of July / 2012. We want it between. So that's why I need to go operand, and I use range. So it puts 3 dots there. Then I use 29 of July 2012. And that's basically 23rd July to these 3 dots that I got from operator to 29th. Then I go to perform find, and I again see all 5 records. Okay, which is ideal. I'm going to save this as DB3A. Okay, so fine. I'm going to save current, and I'll say this DB3A to make sure I save this. Okay, so when I go back to modify last find, I will still see this data here. You'll probably need to show that you've done that. Okay. You also want to show first name, last name, phone, country, city, date. Now, on here, from the find, I need to modify it. Okay, so I need to then show first name, last name, phone, country, city, date. So, first name, last name, phone, right? And then I need to add I go to the airport one, and I need country and city. Hold down control, a command I should say. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Hold down country and then city. We should have them down here. Now I want city first. I want country first, then city. So I move that up. I want date at the end. Okay, press OK. Now I see this data here. Display the query design and take a screenshot. Okay, so then I go back to find. I modify my last find. So now I should see those 6 fields. Okay, and I take a screenshot. So Shift Command 4, and I take a screenshot. There we go. Like so. That will basically be what you're going to put in into your Word document. Okay, so if I go into the Word document, I can then paste that into my Word document like so. And it says call it task DB3A and put your name at the bottom and then print. So I can just go insert, footer, task DB3A, remove the middle one, and then put your name and candidate details in this side here, like so. And then I can just go file and save as, and call this DB3A. Okay. Like so, and I save it. So that there has now just created me that one. And if I just, so that's there done. And I can perform the find, and I can then say save the current field. There we go. I'll just actually know it's already done it, so I've done. Then it says Angela wants the list to be produced as a database report. Okay, so we need to turn this into a report now, and that's where these view as come in place. So this is the list. This is it just as a form. Now I need to turn this to a report. Okay. So the next part is we want to create a database report. Now this is a bit trickier. So I'm going to read this through. We need the report should have a title, a suitable title. Which will relate to basically customers flying between 23rd July and 29th of July. Should only have these fields. So last name, first name, country, city, and date. I think that's the same as we got here. We got these are then different order. Okay, fine. Country and city. We don't need to have phone this time. Okay. We only have 5. Yeah, we don't need to have phone. Okay. Not only grouped, which is fine, and a ascending order date within ascending order is city. Now, this is the trickier part. So over here, these are my records. This is my search. I go back and I can see a layout. Now I've got a layout in terms of a form. Now I need a layout in terms of a report that I can print out. Because here, if I want to add a new record, I can add a record, I can delete a record, which is fine. That's my form. Okay, but I want a new one. So I can go to edit layout and I can go new layout. I could use computer, touchscreen printer, because this will be for a printer. I click printer. This will be for like form, okay. Here. Okay. And this is the one at a time. Okay. So I could get printer, I could choose report, and I'm going to save this as task DB3B. Okay. So task DB3B. Okay. Then I go continue. Don't include subtotals, grand totals. Not for this one, so I can take them off. Next. Now it tells you specify the fields. Okay. So in terms of this, of course, we go last name and first name. Then first name. Then I want country, city, and date. So I need to go to the airport, country, city, and back to the current one and date. Next, organize records. So it says here, organize grouping records lets you summarize by any field such as region or month. Your selection order determines your hierarchy. Now, if I can remember, it says not grouped. Okay, so I don't need to group that. So I can go next. Sort your records. Now there was a sorting. Be sorted in ascending order of date within ascending order of city. So within means within it. So I need to do city first and then date. So city first and then date. And over here, I think if I click on any of these, I can then go ascending or descending, which is good. And they're both ascending, so I don't need to change them. Okay. Next, headers. Do I want anything in the headers? I think actually for one I do, because check have a suitable title. We could probably change that later. Enter tasks DB3 and your name in the footer. Okay, actually that would be ideal. So in the footer, I need to have small custom, and we'll say task db3b, and in the other side we want small. I'll put small for a minute, and we put our name like so. Press OK. Do I want a header? No. Next, do I want to create scripts on the report? We'll make it easy to run your report in the future. Script includes following script. No. Finish, and we should have it looking like this. This will appear at the top. I probably want to have a title at there. So we got that. Got this. I need to have a title on here. So exit layout, and now we should see all the fields. Make sure you can see them all. We can see them all on here, which is fine. Grant, Martin, Chile, etc., all in order. We don't see the title, which is what we want the title to have. We need a title on here, and we haven't got one. Why haven't we got one? That's probably where you would probably put your headers and footers on here. So we wonder if we can change the layouts as we go across. Let's go to the inspector part here. We'll check this. So this is the fields. We're not checking any fields. This looks like the design. I can't see anything there. Layout, background, no. This one here, positioning, arrange, okay. We definitely want it at the top. If you do accidentally, just click, and we should be able to put it in the top somewhere. So I can put customers. Oh dear. I don't know why that didn't work. I need to make that bigger. Customers booked from 23rd to the 29th July, and we can select this as well. So I can go over to here and I can change this. So if I want, I could put header text, for example, and make it bigger. Okay, and I could just move it up here so we can see it. I think in future you probably put that in your header. Okay, then we go exit layout. Do I save? Yes, I do want to save. Boom, like so. And all I need to do then is make sure it's fit for purpose. Fits on one side. No overlapping. We can see there's no overlapping. And we just print it. So I can just go Command and P. Actually, if I do preview, that should be preview, and I can just go Command. Oh, I can just go print there, and then that'll print it off. And that is task. That is the database task completed. Thank you very much for watching.